we have an option to live stream the video directly to YouTube from Zoom. So I'm
Right.
using that
I
option.
know. I know. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I think that is for only the paid version, I think.
Paid. Yeah. Paid membership. True.
Yes. So we are live on YouTube now, and the viewers can see
We have
us.
an option to
Yes. So I'll be sharing the link now. Hello and welcome to everybody who is watching us live around the world. Thank you so much for seeing us, for being with us. And this is Ms. Roopshri Surana, which I am talking to in the second episode of Let's Talk. Let's Talk is a small segment where I talk with brands, where I talk with brand owners, where I talk with CEOs and people who actually influences lives. So this is a great opportunity for you to interact with her and know about branding, know about Rise and Shine, know about what is a virtual master facilitator, know about everything what she is doing out there. So all the viewers here, I would be sharing the link to my LinkedIn page as well. You can directly connect with me in through LinkedIn as well. If you're live on LinkedIn or if you're live on YouTube, you can directly subscribe to my YouTube channel and watch the whole video there. Thank you again, all the viewers, for joining in from different parts of the world. Thank you. So, Ms. Roopsri Surana, thank you for joining in from India. I hope you're having a great day out there.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you so much, Jason. It's wonderful to be here interacting with you today.
Thank you so much. Thank you for accepting my invitation for Let's Talk Part 2, second part, second episode. It's a great honor to host you because Let's Talk was a small segment which I formed to connect with brands. So, all brands and coaches and influencers around the world. So, this is a segment where coaches and influencers, brand owners come and uh, tell to the world that I am not mere a brand. I'm not only a brand, but I am here to educate people. I'm here to share the knowledge which I possess. So that's the opportunity which I'm creating for the people around the world to through Let's Talk. So the first question which comes up to my mind, Ms. Roopsri, uh, how are you managing your all these things together? Like what's the passion behind you? And the audience would be really interested to know what are you currently doing out there, what is virtual master facilitator, and what is Rise and Shine. Would you like to have a small discussion about it?
Sure. Thank you so much, Jason. And I really appreciate the initiative that you have taken to bring brands together and, help them talk to their community, talk to their tribe. It's a wonderful initiative. So kudos to you for that. And coming to what I do, you exactly coined the word. I'm very, very passionate about what I'm doing. So I'll just get back to where I started my corporate journey. I am basically a software developer. So I was
Mhm.
with Infosys coding, and I was doing all the monotonous work which most of the IT professionals are doing. And then there was that eureka moment that no, I need to do something that I'm really more passionate about. And that is when I
Mhm.
started and that is when my journey of helping people began. So I started off with the students, and then gradually I picked up with the business professionals, corporate leaders, and entrepreneurs. So
Yeah.
presently, I am on a journey to help the corporate leaders, business professionals, entrepreneurs, and students to help them grow. I
Mhm.
just help them stretch out and grow and transform their lives through different techniques. I use NLP as as a technique. I don't call it as a technique. It's basically a you know attitude in your mind. It's all about that. So that's what I've been doing for the last
Mhm.
13 plus years. It's been good 13 plus years that I'm into training, consulting, and coaching. And presently, with the pandemic, what I have started is I have started enhancing the virtual facilitation techniques. I'm helping the corporate leaders, especially the virtual facilitators, the coaches. I help them in their virtual delivery. I help them enhance their virtual delivery with the new tools and technology, different platforms. That's what I've been doing for the last 8 years. And believe me, it's so enriching to connect with intellects and help them grow more on this online world, in the virtual world.
Yeah. So when you use NLP or the neuro linguistic program, uh, how do you connect with people? Because it's all about the brain. It's all about the psychology. It's all about uh, the the engagements with the people. So how do you connect with people? Is it like empathy, using empathy, or is it like going in their domain and understanding their problems? How do you influence people?
Right. See, NLP is a way to show people that there's a lot more, there's a lot of possibility for you to enhance yourself. So
Yeah.
what I do is building a rapport is something which is very, very important. I connect with my clients, my coaches, one on one and build a rapport. That's something which is very important. The moment you build a rapport with them, people are open to. I don't really get into their lives. NLP is not that. I don't get into their personal lives. I share with them what could be the better ways to come out of the situation. It could be a phobia they have, it could be a depression they are into. So I help them with the ways to come out. So that's
Yeah.
the beauty of NLP. It just brings in that transformation, and to bring in transformation in the lives of other people, I first have to be completely, transformed from within. So that's what I completely do. I'm practicing NLP in my day-to-day life, and that's what I
Mm.
go ahead and do it with my people. So I don't get into the private lives of people. That's not NLP. So NLP,
Mm.
in order to do, run these techniques, you don't need to know about the personal lives of the people. So it just
Mhm.
happens through a lot of conversation, of course. You need to be an effective communicator. The language you use is definitely, it matters a lot when you run these
Yeah.
NLP techniques. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like when somebody approaches you and say that you please be my mentor, please guide me. So how do you feel? Like how do you select the people? Like do you select randomly? Like okay, let me help one fine morning this day, or is something comes to your mind and some feelings come to your mind. So what is that affection which strikes you?
Really, that's a wonderful question, and this was a question that always used to, get into my head as well. Because when I started my journey with the students, it was like every student at that point of time, they kind of lacked that confidence, that push. They wanted that
Yeah.
motivation to prove themselves that they are good at what they're doing. So when they used to approach me, initially it was like I was ready to help out everybody,
Yeah.
irrespective of what is it that they're looking at. I was like, because I am a people person, I'm completely a people person, and I'm somebody who would want to share my knowledge, my wisdom, my compassion with people. And if that enriches them, that's something that I am living for. That's
Yeah.
completely my passion. That is what I really want to do. And that's why I've got into training and coaching. So
Yeah.
coming back to your question that mentoring, how do you approach or how do you accept your mentees or the coaches? So
Mhm.
of course, these years, in the last couple of years, I've been very selective because I really
Mhm.
want to understand. And the first thing that I ask people is, what is your purpose? If your vision is clear, building up a strategy becomes easier. So that's what I do. I help them build the strategy. But before that, I choose the mentees or the coaches based on what the purpose in life is. And that is how
Yeah.
I, enroll them as my mentees. So the why is very important for all of us. You need to have a clear vision. And that's when you can call in for a mentor, you can call in for a coach.
Yeah, exactly. The vision is very important. If we are not aware of what the person wants in life, then it's very difficult to help that person. Exactly. If that person is always negative, so it means that whatever we try, whatever extent we go, it doesn't matter. It doesn't influence. Yeah, you're absolutely spot on. When we're talking about
Passion in the people, to a zeal to achieve something. So that's what I look at my, people who approach me for my coaching. I'm like, do you really have a purpose in life? If no purpose, go find out your purpose and then, come to me. So I definitely help them find the purpose as well. There have been a lot of coaches who come to me. They're like, we don't know what we need to do. I know, I want to achieve something, but what is that something is still unfigured. So I help them find out their purpose, the why, and then chalk out a strategy which fits well in their goal achievement, in their vision. Yeah.
fantastic. what is that passion behind doing all these things? What is that strive, or what is that push or force which is driving you? Because I know you have not thought of this from your early ages. You were transformed into it. That something struck you somewhere. Would you like to share with the audience today? What is that passion?
Sure, definitely. Absolutely. So I was, right from my childhood, I was somebody who used to connect very well with people. So I was always told that you're a people person. You connect with, irrespective of the age group, whether it is 8-year-old or 80-year-old. The bonding that I have with people was, immense. In a fraction of minutes, I would say, I used to connect really well with them, and I was always a orator, be it right from my school days. But then I never thought of being a trainer or a facilitator. That's absolutely correct. I
Yeah,
was more inclined towards science. I got into my engineering. I, scored pretty well. As usual, the dream of every engineer is to get into one of the, big
yeah,
shots, one of your bag a dream job. And that's why,
yeah,
that's how I landed up in Infosys. The moment I saw the trainers out there during my induction period, we had an extensive induction, period over there, wherein we used to have trainers from different parts of the country sharing with us what's communication, and that is when I realized that one day even I want to be on that part of the, you know, I want to be on that
yeah,
side. I was a
yeah,
participant, I was a student learning there. And that was the moment I realized that I want to be on the other side someday. And I had to move to Calcutta post marriage. And that's when I thought, since I'm changing my city, it's good time that I look at something I'm more passionate about. And that's when the training and coaching, facilitating, the journey of coaching training began.
yeah.
So that was way back in
Fantastic.
2008. So it's good,
Mm.
more than a decade that I am into training now.
So, how was the family support? Were they supportive for all these things which you're doing?
Absolutely. I am completely blessed with both my families. They're very, very supportive. I
Mhm.
mean, that's a power that I have got from them, and that's what is
Yeah,
keeping me, moving ahead with my passion. So I've never
yeah,
thought of looking back, in spite of a lot of what do you say? I didn't say obstacles as such, but then there have been stages in my life where I had to give it go a little slow. But they were the one who
mm,
pushed me and said that, they were just backing me up and saying that go ahead, don't look back, we're always there to support you. Be it when I had to take a little break for my kids. I have two kids, so I had to take breaks, twice during my journey. But then they were the one, and my biggest support is my husband. He's always been there with me, in, out, thick, thin, has always been there with me.
yeah.
Yeah.
So they say that there is a statement, behind every successful man there is a lady, but I believe that behind every successful person
Reversed, yeah.
there is a family, in fact. Because if you are not supportive, I mean, the family is not supportive enough to handle your errors, your maybe you cannot devote your full time attention to them at some point of time because of your corporate engagements. So I think and they are sacrificing for you, so that sacrifice matters, and it's going to help you on a long run. So I think it's a great initiative from your side, and all kudos to your family as well for supporting you in this stage. So when we go ahead in the conversation, Ms. Roopstree, obstacles, we talked about obstacles, we talked about success. We cannot ignore those challenging moments which you had in your life. How did you overcome all these things? Because everyone has some stage where people say that no to, or maybe some stones which come in your success journey. So how did you overcome these challenges, and would you like to share with us?
So I completely believe in this statement: embrace the chaos to find the structure, which will lead to success. I've been
Yeah.
embracing, yeah, there have been bottlenecks where I had to give it a stop. I don't say I gave it a complete stop, but then there have been instances in my life, as in the case of a normal, human, there have been
Mm.
instances where I had to um, lower myself, where I couldn't do what exactly I wanted to do, but the inner passion that I had within me, I and the
Mm.
self belief that I had. I had a self
Yeah.
image and a self concept about me, that I can do. If I have a strong willpower to do something, I can really go ahead and achieve anything that I really set my eyes on. So that
Yeah.
willpower, I'm blessed to have that willpower from my dad, who's very, very, strong with his willpower. If he wants to do something, he can achieve that. And that's what I'm
Yeah.
blessed. I'm blessed that with the strong determination, the focus. Yes, drifting off the focus happens many a times, but then it's the passion that I have within to help people is what drives me towards success. And I would really say that I've been embracing my chaos, the failures, you can say. Even I faced a lot of failures. I was rejected twice for my trainings. I wasn't accepted. They were like, how a young woman like you will be training the gray hair there? We don't see the experience that you have. But then I did not give up. I fought and I took it up as a challenge. And believe me, after 2 years, I approached them without any credentials. I was the same me who was 2 years back. But then I gathered the courage, I had the willpower, and I approached them again. And then they did accept me. So that's a story that I also have. That's a long story, of course. Maybe we'll talk sometime later in detail about it.
Yeah.
But then, yeah,
Fantastic.
it's the courage, the passion, and the willpower that I have.
Yeah, I think it's keep going on without stopping. That's the
Yes,
key word.
that's
I think.
that's true.
Yeah, fantastic. And before winding up the show, Ms. Rupshri, the younger generation needs a lot of advices, lot of. In fact, they don't need advices; they need motivation. They need somebody to show them the right way. There is a lot of potential within them, but they are not understanding that potential. They are not understanding what is right, what is wrong, and the COVID has hit many states across the world, and it's becoming a tough time out there, but still people are taking time to understand coming out of that negativity. So I need some people to inspire them, like you, to come out and say that this is right, this is wrong. So any 3 4 advices would you like to share at this moment to the younger audiences?
Okay, so a couple of things that comes to my mind because I interact with the young minds, the young talents a lot. I still,
Mhm.
I started off my journey interacting with the young minds, and I still continue doing it because they are the ones who needs a direction. So
Correct.
a couple of things that I would want to share with them would be like a water. The reason I say be like water is, you have to be adaptable. You need to
Correct.
be gentle, you need to be powerful and ever changing. Water is ever changing. If you are static in this dynamic world, maybe that's a recipe for failure. So
Mhm.
it's very important for you to adapt with the changes. And at the same time, I also tell them that wear that passion and enthusiasm always. Be very passionate about what you really want to do in life. A goal, a vision, which I already stated a little while back, a goal
Yeah.
is very important. You need to give your brain something to work on. So a goal is very important. What I feel in today's generation when I interact with them on a regular basis is they're not very serious onto what they really want to do because there have been multiple careers. So 15 years back when
Mhm.
I was doing my engineering, there were a handful of professions that I could, put my foot into. So now there are
Mhm.
multiple opportunities. So somewhere I feel that they lack that focus, they lack that guidance as to what is good for you. So
Correct.
who you are, what you want to do. So you answer these questions. It's very important that you get a clear cut answer to these questions. Spend a lot of time understanding who you are, what are your capabilities, and what you really want to do in life. See, it keeps on changing. I don't say that goals don't change or you don't aspire for more. You should keep on aspiring for more, but then have a clear cut goal. And another thing that I
Mhm.
lack, that I feel there's a lack in the younger generation is they're not very determined, they're not very focused as well. They take things
Yeah. Correct.
casually as in how it comes. I have a short story to share. I hired an intern a couple of months back. uh,
Mhm.
she was pretty good. She was an MBA graduate. She was pretty good. She was doing everything good. But one fine day, I couldn't reach out to her. She was completely invisible. Maybe
Mhm.
she might have backed in, another project or another company where she might have been hired as an intern. But then you need to be very, very committed to what you're doing. That's something that I feel that today's generation is somewhere lacking. So have a focus, have a goal in life, be like water, do your best. to get the best. That's something that I would want to say. Do your best now. Sacrifice today so that you can reap the fruits in the future. So that's what I would want to share
Exactly.
it with with the youngsters today.
Yeah, this is what they need to hear today, because they are not, I think they are very smart. The younger generation are very smart. They're very knowledgeable. They're very skilled. But the only thing is that they don't know where to invest. They are actually, as you said, not focused enough, not determined enough to really go out there. As you were saying that you came after 2 years to the same company to go ahead and again offer them the training program. So that determination, nobody else would do. The younger generation, they don't care. They will look out for another opportunity. So that's what is the takeaway for this session today. And thank you so much, Ms. Roopshri, for sharing your experience, for sharing your thoughts, for inspiring us through this live session for almost 20 to 30 minutes. Thank you so much for joining them from India. May God bless you as a trainer, and be like Tony Robinson or Gary Vee, or someone who like Elon Musk in the future, who can be at the top and keep inspiring people. God bless you.
So much. Thank you so much, Jason, for inviting me to this show. And I'm glad that I'm connecting with a lot of people out there. And this is what I'm really wanting to do in my life. I want to share my knowledge, my experiences, my wisdom, my compassion towards what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Before winding up the show, would you like to say something about Rise and Shine so that people can connect with you?
Sure. So Rise and Shine is a learning and development consultancy. It's a 1.5-year-old firm. It's just a few months before pandemic that I got into starting of my own consultancy. So we help corporates as well as educational institutions wherein we provide behavioral consultancy. I work as a behavioral, investigator with some of the leading educational institutions across India. We
Yeah.
conduct a lot of programs on leadership, negotiation, so different verticals we have. And there's a separate program that we run, which is a signature program. And with the pandemic, we've started Enhance Your Virtual Facilitation. And how do I help them build up their own brand identity? And we also run programs on personal branding, image management. So that's how we've been operating for the last 1.5 years, and it's growing slowly. And I have a vision, I have a mission in mind to enhance people's life the way you have a mission to reach out to more people through your networking events. So I have a mission and I'm really aiming at it. My brain is working on that. So I'm
Yeah.
glad that I'm with a mission.
So how can people connect with you? You are live on LinkedIn,
Yes,
Facebook,
I am very
social.
much there on LinkedIn. I'm very much there on LinkedIn. I'm there with Roopshri Surana as my LinkedIn profile. So you can connect with me on LinkedIn. I'm there on YouTube. Though I am not very much into creating videos, which I've still got to get in the habit of creating it. I'm there on Facebook and primarily on LinkedIn. I'm not much on Instagram, though I have an account. So you can always reach out to me on LinkedIn and Facebook with the account, with my profile as Roopchararia Surana. So I'll share the links for people to reach out to me.
Amazing. So that's the call to all the audience who is listening, who is coming up live, or who is watching up from all over the world. There is a trainer with us. For any training advisors, you can directly connect with Ms. Roop Shri Suranash. I'll be sharing the links in the description box below. LinkedIn handle, Facebook handle, every description I will be including it in the comment box below. Do connect with her. Thank you so much for the time, Ms. Roop Shri. We'll meet again. We'll be connected again. Thank you so much.
Right, thank you so much, Jason.
Have a great day.
You too.